Hello, my name is John Savage. I'm with the Academy for Individual Excellence in Jeffersontown, Kentucky. We've been serving the Kentuckiana area for right at 40 years. It's been an exciting time for us as we've developed our school. And I'd like to share just a little bit about with you the fact that you're listening to this on your computer right now is evidence that you are interested in Christian education and interested in education in general for your children. Perhaps you don't have a child yourself. Perhaps you have a grandchild, niece or nephew that's needing to look for a place to get the education that you would like them to be able to have, and at the same time honor what God had designed for children. The Academy for Individual Excellence is a school that we have tried to mimic as much as possible what God created for children to grow up in. And that is a family. Not just that we all love each other and that we consider ourselves family because of our closeness and our size, but because we've tried to create those types of techniques and methods that would honor the messages that God would send to children in a family unit with mom and dad working with their children, not looking to compare them with each other, but looking at each child and seeing where they are, and what they're able to do, and the growth that they're making, the progress that they're making. A school that's been designed where children can look up to those who are above them and older and can say, I want to be like that someday. And a school that's designed for children to look down and say, here, let me help you. I found in the 40 years that we've been in existence that the opportunity for children to be needed in this way, of being able to find themselves being inspired by others and being able to inspire others, causes them to act a little more like we would see in a family where siblings in a natural environment could support one another. We've gotten far, far away from that natural environment in so many ways. We're busy. We're out doing what needs to be done to get things done in our lives and achieve the things we've set our goals to. But some of the things that we've left out are fairly important. And one is letting our children know that they are needed, letting our children know that they can develop and grow, and letting them know that they will not get their identity from someone else and where they fit in relationship to someone else, where they're ahead or behind, but simply from what God intended, and that is to know who they are today, who they were yesterday, and what they can be tomorrow. And the opportunity to grow and develop, and to have that opportunity without being made or having statements made about them that make them question who they are and if they fit and if they belong. God gave children to moms and dads who would do their very best in a healthy situation to let them know that they always belong, they're always good enough, and that what they're not able to do when they're trying their best, that the parents step in and help. And that's the type of staff that we've tried to develop, and a type of technique that we tried to develop that allows children that opportunity to experience some of those emotions that would have been found in family designed as God designed family. Women didn't give birth to litters. There must be something that we should acknowledge in the fact that God put children in families, different ages, different abilities, but caused them all to understand their value by looking to their father, their mother. Very similar as we are in our Christian walk, knowing that we're all so different, but that we gain our value not in who we are compared to others, but who we are as God looks upon us as his children, knowing that we're striving to reach the very best that we can. And that looks different from time to time, depending on what we're going through. The same thing needs to be taken in consideration for our children. Every day, they're not going to be the same. And so let's have a place where they can be and grow and develop and identify themselves not because of who they are in a relationship to others or a score that they made or a grade that they received, but rather just knowing that they're making progress. It's a unique approach. It's one that is not seen school-wide many times, but oftentimes with some of the teachers that are touching the lives of the children in their classroom, these are some of the things that teachers who are very effective are able to do within a particular classroom. And the children talk about it and say, this teacher changed my life because they let me know this, they let me know that. Very seldom is it because that teacher compared them or made them feel like they weren't good enough or that they were better than, but just simply because they were valuable in a relationship. So the Academy for Individual Excellence, as a Christian school, is trying to be a Christian school, not because we teach Bible, which we do, not because we talk about spiritual matters, which we do, but also because we're trying to mimic the very structure that God created for children to grow in, and that is the family. With that in mind, what we are focused on are the things that I think most parents are focused on for their children, and things that every adult needs to have in their life. The idea of having a good work ethic, strong work ethic, the idea of being able to be engaged and willing to engage, to take chances and risk, and know that it's okay to step out and try new things and not have to live in fear of being identified by whether you fail in that or not, but being more acknowledged for your willingness and your attempts. And then also to be accountable. Accountable not for what someone else sets up that you need to be able to do, but accountable to your ability for something that we know you can do, something you know you can do. Be held accountable so that you're never a victim and that you're always able to know, I have a job to do here, and that is to do what I can do. And if I fail in that, I need to look at this again, and I need to approach it again because I'm accountable for it. It's me. It comes from me, and that's so important. And then finally, the fourth component and the pillar of our program is compassion. We want people to have compassion. When we live in a world of competition, young children find it very hard to develop the art of compassion, being able to putting others first. When we have created a system in so many ways that in the public area and many Christian schools as well, it's dog eat dog, top dog gets the bone, every man for himself, get to the top, step on them if you have to, but get there because you're only going to have value if you're at the top. That's just not the message that we feel is a message that needs to come from a Christian school or from Christian families, Christian homes. And odds are it's not the message you're sending your child at home, hopefully. And so if you could find a school where they were sending some of the same messages, how great that would be. Perhaps you have a child who's very gifted, very capable, but they need to understand that that's not all that matters in their value. Perhaps you have a child who can achieve without even trying, so their work ethic is not even challenged, and because they can achieve without even engaging, because they can read and write. There's more to that. Or where they can blame other people if something doesn't go right. We want better accountability than that. And then again, perhaps being separated only with kids who are capable and in challenging competition with them, they can't really take the time to develop that compassion. Or perhaps you have a child who is a remarkable child, a child that works hard, has that good work ethic, is willing to engage, willing to take accountability for himself, but due to the fact that perhaps that's just not the way that they're able to achieve in an academic setting as someone else. And we tell them it's okay to get B's or C's as long as it's their best, yet the world tells them that's still second rate. Perhaps you have a child that just needs to hear that in and of itself, of that work ethic, that engagement, that accountability, that compassion, those are the things that make them a remarkable human being, that will get them to adulthood in a way that will allow them to open the doors that open for them. And they can go through them and with great pride, with their head high. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a higher education or a particular level of achievement with academics, but just simply an understanding of you are valuable because God made you, and you're valuable because you're part of your family and a part of a school family as well that can feed those same messages. And then perhaps you have a child who struggles totally, and that if we're going to try to get their value by the ability they have in a classroom setting, it's going to be very hard for them to see that and feel that in a regular setting. Perhaps they'll be down the hall in another classroom or pulled out oftentimes in another setting so they can be worked on one-on-one to get them caught up because they're not with their peers or good enough. Those children figure out pretty quickly what the situation is and how that's going. It doesn't take them long to give up, to quit, to find other things that are important, to not take work ethic, engagement, accountability, and compassion important, but simply surviving so that they can say, I am good. And oftentimes they find ways to prove it in ways that don't really help them. Our school is unique. I've given just a little bit of some ideas of the thoughts that have gone into the 40 years of development for the Academy. I invite you to visit us. I invite you to call the school, visit our website, look around on the website, see all the things that we have there to offer, that you're able to learn a little bit more about our school and find out about us. But this is the first step of listening to something and saying, does school need to be the way it's always been? Or can we revisit what God had instituted? Not everyone has an opportunity to do homeschool. Or perhaps there are some of you who would have an opportunity to say, I would respect the messages of homeschooling, and I would like to see my child grow as an individual, not in comparison, and find a place to belong. I believe the Academy for Individual Excellence is very possibly the place for your child. Please give us a call. Let us see if we can help you with your family in helping your child get to adulthood in the healthiest way possible as an individual, ready to go through those doors that open to them, that may not open to everyone else or may open to other people, but the doors that open to them, that they can go through it feeling confident and knowing that God loves them, that the Spirit of Christ is the way to live this life, and the idea of serving others and being able to forgive and be able to have compassion, that's a way you might be looking for your child. I very seldom have a parent come in here and say, I want my child to be the valedictorian. They usually say, I want my child to grow up and be an adult that is going to be successful, going to be successful in marriages, going to be successful in raising children, going to be someone who is needed in this world and who can make a difference. We want to help you with that. If that's your interest, give us a call. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. Have a good day. If this brief introduction to the philosophy and concept of the Academy piques an interest in you and you'd like to learn more about the Academy for Individual Excellence, please contact us at 267-6187, or you can reach out to us at jsavage@aiexcellence.com. We'd love to hear from you and see if we can schedule a tour and answer any of your questions. Thank you.